Hello, this is Trusha.
Hi, this is Ashwin, and we are the co founders of Prana Nutrition Cures. Today's episode is about heart health.
Yes, in today's episode, we are going to answer around 20 to 25 questions, most frequently asked questions about heart health and heart related problems. Um, Heart related diseases are the number one killers all over the world. Doesn't matter the country, all over the world,
Wow.
it's the number one killer. So, let's see what information we have here today. And after we are done with answering the questions, there will be an interview of one of our clients who not only improved his heart health, he improved his digestion, his sleep issues, his productivity, his mental focus, and he got off statins. Now, statins are
And he lost 14 kgs.
and he lost 14 kgs. I was saying statins is one of the standard medicines given for heart related problems, high cholesterol, and it has some very serious side effects which we will discuss soon. Let's get straight into it.
Not only that, it's the most commonly prescribed medicine, isn't it?
It is the most commonly prescribed
In the
medicine
world?
in all over the world, all over the world.
Okay.
And it's so dangerous, this medicine.
All right.
Okay, so let's get to first question. First question is fish oil good for heart?
Now, the thing is that omega 3 is good for you, and you need omega 3 to prevent any kind of inflammation. Inflammation of the arteries is one of the major reasons why we have cardiac arrests and heart failures and so on, in addition to the arteries getting blocked. So, while omega 3 does reduce inflammation, fish based omega 3 is not safe for you. You should opt for a plant based omega 3 because the fish based oils nowadays, even though they are microfiltered, the ocean, the whole world's pollution is going into the ocean. It's no longer safe. So these can be produced even with algae. But guess what? If you get on a vegan diet and you have ALA, which is present in flax seeds and it's present in hemp seeds and so on, and
Chia
many other
seeds.
seeds, chia seeds, yeah. Now, if you do this for 3 months, you will start producing more EPA and DHA than somebody who's using supplements. So this is something to consider. But right away it won't happen. You'll have to be consistent and have it for 3 months. And of course, go vegan, then you can do it. All right. So please, there are alternatives. Do not have that fish oil and make yourself even more sick.
Yeah. Okay, next question is it's a grave shock to hear that an apparently healthy person underwent a cardiac arrest. How do we understand it in perspective?
You know, I'm 42 and 4 of my classmates have died of a heart attack already.
Yeah. So I think we should talk about this apparently healthy person. So,
Yeah. So it's you know what this is. Somebody who's working out, going to the gym, etc., and all his heart, all his blood reports are normal, and suddenly he just pops off. So how does this happen?
yeah, that's because whenever we are told that our blood tests are normal, they are never normal. The normal ranges are not normal. For a healthy person, the blood test ranges fall into a much narrow category. Now, we have explained this in one of our last episodes about functional blood chemistry analysis, that how you can be very sick even though your blood test fall in the normal range.
So basically, he's gone undetected,
Yes.
and he or she has gone undetected, and
Yes.
this is the problem.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, which are the parameters that they should keep a watch on? Because everyone keeps a watch on only cholesterol.
No.
You know?
So, you need to keep a watch on your sugar also. like your fasting sugar, your postprandial sugar, HbA1c. We'll come to it. Why we need to. What's the relationship between sugar and heart disease? We'll come to that. So you need to keep a watch on this, and you need to keep a watch on your liver function tests.
Nobody ever tells you that you have to do this.
No.
Okay, but the liver and the heart are very much interrelated.
Okay. Third question is, are heart diseases hereditary? Is it genetic?
Of course not.
Yeah.
You know what's hereditary? The bad diet.
Yes.
And the bad lifestyle.
Yes.
Sleeping late, getting up late, and having all sorts of things disguised as food instead of food.
Yes.
And not working out. These are hereditary habits. We pass them on to our kids. So if your father had those habits, you have those habits, you're going to get that too. Look, my dad also was a heart patient, but I don't have any problem. By my age, he had already had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But I don't have any problem because I don't follow that lifestyle. So you are not doomed to any kind of heredity in case of heart attack. Please rest assured that if you take care of your lifestyle and your diet, you'll never get a heart attack.
Yeah. So, next question is, what are the ways in which the heart gets stressed, and what practice do you suggest to de-stress it?
I can think of several ways. Let me try and list them. The first one is when you start complaining. Complaining is when you start criticizing something but offer no solution, right? So when you start complaining about something, or you start complaining about the world, that's one way which you can make your heart stress, because you produce a hormone called cortisol in excess. And cortisol is known to be one of the factors for a heart condition. Chronic high cortisol levels is one of the factors that contribute to having a heart condition. So what are these other things that you can do? You can have you can be unkind to yourself. When you say unkind words to yourself, that I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that,
I'm fat,
I'm ugly. Yeah, all of these. And you can be unkind to other people too. Being unkind to other people also produces cortisol, because you're feeling some kind of threat. So essentially, feeling any kind of threatening emotions creates a heart issue.
Yeah.
So
this is so important, right? There are literally no solutions for this. Do we have any solutions?
Absolutely. I've just been working on this product. It's a digital product where you can coach yourself. It's called Adrenal Balance, and it will help you to balance out your adrenal hormones step by step. It's a 60-day program which you can do, and it takes 20 minutes a day, right? A 60-day program for 20 minutes a day can help you to rebalance your adrenal hormones, reset the values in your hypothalamus, which tells you that there's a threat going on. So you start to relax. You start to relax about things. You don't churn them in your mind, Look, everybody thinks being stressed is having negative emotions. Even if you don't have negative emotions, your cortisol levels can be high, because you look at the world, you read the news, and then you say, oh man, look at this, I don't know, look at all the things happening in the country, look at all the things happening in the world, where are we going as a species? When you start all of these thoughts, you're definitely going to raise your cortisol, but you may think that you're having a noble emotion, but you're still raising your cortisol. So this product goes into all of that in detail. Stay tuned, and we will tell you when it's available very soon.
Wow, that's awesome. Finally, there is a solution to this.
The only solution in the world. There's nobody else offering you an adrenal balance product. This is just, nobody has even thought about it. They don't know how to do it. So I'm using techniques from yoga to do this, and it really, really works. I've experimented with it on hundreds of patients. Okay.
Yeah, and we have got some awesome results, right?
Yeah,
with all,
absolutely.
Those techniques.
We've had people turn around their adrenal dysfunctions and their diabetes and heart attacks and heart problems and all of those things.
Obesity.
Depression, yeah. People who haven't been able to lose weight ever after doing my adrenal balance program started losing weight rapidly. So if you're getting stuck, you probably got adrenal. 99% of the problems is because of adrenal imbalance.
Yes.
99%. That's the root cause, and then a lot of things, complications happen on top of that. All right. So yeah, we are not as unstressed as we like to think we are. We are not, and having a beer on the weekend is not a way to de-stress.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay. Next question is walking better than jogging, or some more intensive exercises required to keep a healthy heart?
Look, if you have a heart issue, your arteries are getting narrower, you don't want to do anything that increases your heart rate and increases the strain on the heart, until you manage to remove all those clogs. Okay, so please, if you suspect that you have a heart problem, don't go and start jogging and working out. Out of my 4 friends who died out of heart attack, 3 of them died in the gym.
What?
Yeah, 3 of them died in the gym.
Oh,
The other guy died in his sleep after he had a huge fight with his wife. Okay, so you really want to avoid anything that strains the heart and makes you to pump more blood and all that. So just go for a walk. A walk is safe, but don't go uphill walk now. Say, let me lose my weight fast and then go and try an uphill walk. A lot of people have just popped off on an uphill walk also. We live in the mountains, so there's a lot of uphill here. And here in the village, a lot of people have just had a heart attack and fallen down because they were walking uphill with some weight, like we do here in the mountains. So it's sad, but this is the fact. If you suspect you have a heart problem, please get in touch with us and we'll let you know what you can do and what you can't do and all that. This is our specialty. We take care of every aspect of your life.
yeah.
Right? Because doctors just say, yeah, you can work out, and then you go and work out and then something happens. So please be careful. Walking is definitely safe, but not uphill. And at your own pace. The key is that you should be able to sing while you're walking.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So if you're walking so fast that you're out of breath and you can't sing, then you have a problem. Okay.
Also, with what we do, the functional blood chemistry analysis, we can detect any developing heart-related condition much in advance.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. And this is what you should do, because heart disease is the #1 killer of Indians and people worldwide. So if you're in India, all you have to do is go get your blood test. The blood test will cost you around 3,000 rupees. And then give it to us for analysis. Our analysis costs 2,500, but just for the viewers of this episode, and only for maybe till the end of this month. Okay, till September 1st, we're going to give you 1,000 rupees off on your analysis. So you'll get it for 1,500 rupees only. So please get in touch with us, and I'll send you. One of us, and we will send you the list of tests. There are 12 tests that you need to do, and from these 12 tests we can know exactly where your heart is, what's going to happen to you. We'll give you a full report on it. Okay, so at least be informed, so you know where you are, what you can do, what you can't do, right? So if you, of course, you want to cure it, then you can sign up for our program, but otherwise just get started and find out what's wrong with you. Do that first step, right? Don't guess and don't leave it to chance. All right.
Okay, next question is very interesting. Why is the rate of heart attacks more in men than in women?
Look, I've looked all over the internet and I found some doctors saying that, it's because of women's hormones and all that, but actually estrogen causes more blood clots. Okay, so women should be having more heart attacks than men. But here's the thing, men have more stress. Whether you want to accept this or not, it's true. Men have the stress of finances, and men have the stress of, being the protector and provider of the family. And this is very stressful indeed, right? I had been married for a few years and I found it very stressful to be a protector and provider and solve everyone's problems and make sure that everyone is fed and have the finances ready and make sure everyone is paid, and on top of that run my business, and so this is very stressful. And guess what? Men have no outlet. I could not speak of this to my friends. Even though I would meet my friends, we would never discuss our personal problems. We just joke around and think that was stress relief, and have a beer and think that was stress relief. But that is not stress relief. That only made me more and more sick. And though I've never had a heart problem, luckily, because I was regularly exercising, that was the only thing that saved me. But otherwise, the stress levels were very, very high when I was living in the city, being married, trying to run a business. We never sit and tell our friends, I'm so stressed, man, what can I do? And this person is driving me nuts, dude. That's considered unmanly, right? You can't talk about these things. So that's the problem. And even if we do complain, it becomes a joke, So whenever I talk to my friends about my problem, it becomes a joke, and everybody laughs about it and whatever. And that's supposed to be stress relief, but it's not. It's not solving the problem. Men are not coming together to help each other out to solve the problem like women do. You have no idea how women network with each other and solve their problems, but men have no outlet for that. This is why men have a higher rate of heart disease.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Next question is, does cholesterol accumulate right from an early age? Yes, we have seen children as young as 12-year-old
12, yeah, I remember.
having high levels of cholesterol.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I think the main reason for this is bad diet. Because children nowadays are eating so much junk
And
food.
also, I think the kids are also under a lot of stress nowadays. When I
Yes.
speak to them, I find out that they're diving into their cell phones and whatever, not because they love it, but just to avoid their thoughts.
Yes.
And I ask them what their thoughts are, right?
Yeah.
That they want to avoid. And they're like, I'm not good enough. Nobody cares about me. A lot of kids are not feeling cared for and having their questions answered and having their needs met, because the parents are so busy making a living, right? There is no more pension, so both parents have to work now, and the kids are feeling ignored. They're not feeling guided, so they have a lot of stress.
Yeah. And unfortunately, lot of this rewarding for kids is done through junk food,
Yeah,
When kid
that also.
achieves something, we give him some sugary, oily, filled with colors, some really
Artificial flavors.
yeah, something that looks good, but it's absolute poison.
It passes off for food, but it's actually poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the reasons. Yeah.
Absolutely, you hit it on the head.
Yeah. And okay, so next question is, how can I control cholesterol without using medicines?
Right.
So, as we already said, it's good diet, it's stress relief, getting rid of stress. It's moderate exercise, like it need not be an intense exercise of some 1 hour or like that in the gym.
It should not. It should be about 15 minutes a day.
15 to 20 minutes is more than enough,
15
right?
minutes walk is more than enough.
Yeah. So these things, if you take care of, you don't need any medicines to control your cholesterol. So by the way, interesting thing about medicines that control cholesterol, for example, statins.
Yeah.
So you know how they do that? Like when you start taking statins, your blood cholesterol levels come down. So how does it happen? Where does this cholesterol go? It actually, what statins do is that they make all this cholesterol in the blood stick together, and then this also sticks to some arteries and blood vessels. So basically, it's not going anywhere.
It's just sticking.
It's sticking.
So when you take the blood, it's not there in the blood.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, my cholesterol is coming out. But the cholesterol is very much there. It's not gone anywhere with statins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll come to that. What kind of diet can help that? Okay. Next is, can yoga prevent heart ailments?
No. See, the thing is, you have to consider your diet. You just can't do 10 Surya Namaskars and say that my heart ailment is going to go away. While yoga is not bad for your heart because it's slow movements and stretches, that's good for you. But it's not going to cure you at all. Okay, so don't think that I'll go to yoga and I'll do some alternate nostril breathing and my cholesterol is going to go away. It's not going to happen that way. Please consider changing your diet.
Yeah. Okay, next question is which is the best and which is the worst food for heart? So, best foods are
High in fiber,
yeah,
low in fat, low
yeah,
in salt. Remember
yeah,
this.
yeah,
This excludes meat and alcohol.
yes,
They don't have. No. And please avoid alcohol and smoking and coffee and tea and all of these things which increase adrenaline.
yeah, yeah,
So that of course, and then the worst foods for the heart are those dripping in oil,
yeah,
greasy food, alcohol, then high salt. If you eat a lot of salt, you're definitely going to get high blood pressure. We eat way more salt than we need.
yes,
Way more, like 100 times more salt than we need is what we're eating right now.
yes,
Okay, and then sugar.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
foods high in sugar, Coke, even Diet Coke, because it's high, and foods high in artificial ingredients.
yeah.
These are also very bad for you.
Most processed foods are high in sugar and salt, right?
Sugar and salt.
Because that's what makes them addictive. That's
Yeah.
what gives them taste.
Yeah.
So even in case of oil, actually, there's something very interesting. Many people advise, that oil is fine. It's you need it and things like that, and it's tradition to eat oil. So interestingly, the use of oil started only. The use of refined oil or cooking oil started only around the year of 1909.
Really?
1909. Yeah, that was the
So
time.
it's 110 years ago.
Yeah, that was the time of industrial. Industrial revolution and things like that. So that's when the production of cooking oil started. It was there is no tradition of using so much. In fact, cooking oil at all in our food before 1909. So yeah,
So
this
samosas and gulab jamuns are
they are not traditional foods.
not traditional foods,
No,
right?
not
Okay.
at all. Yeah, there's nothing nutritious about them. So yeah. Next question is okay, which oil is better, groundnut, sunflower, olive?
You need to give up oil if you want to cure your heart. It's not which oil is better. It's like high quality oil might give you high quality
High quality.
cholesterol, but it's still going to give you cholesterol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is what is the routine checkup one should go through? Are there any specific tests? So as we mentioned, tests related to your glucose, like fasting blood glucose, postprandial blood glucose, your fasting insulin, then HbA1c,
Liver parameters,
liver parameters, liver function
LFT,
test,
yeah.
and your lipid profile. These are.
I would also want to look at your KFT to see how you're handling proteins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the 12 tests that we give you are more than enough to have a good picture of your heart and where it's going in the next few years. Right. And remember the offer I gave you.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is many of us have an irregular daily routine, and many a times we have to stay late nights in office. Does this affect our heart? What precautions would you recommend?
Irregular daily routine is definitely not good, and staying late in the office is definitely not good. You know why? Because it's stressful, and you have whenever you stay late in the office, then a lot of your personal work gets delayed, and your rest time gets removed. So resting the body for 8 hours and sleep is very, very important. You can't overlook this thing. Getting 8 hours of good sleep every night is important. I see a lot of things about sleep hacking and that and this. It's not going to work. You're just going to fall sicker and sicker. Don't do those things. Don't fall for those fads. 16 hours you're awake. Do whatever you want to do in that, and then go to sleep properly for 8 hours. Right?
So what can people do, who have night shifts and who have stressful work? in the office, long
Look,
hours.
you need to educate yourself more. Okay, your school has not equipped you with enough education to earn a living without slaving like that. Okay, sorry to use that word, but this is what we end up becoming. We become slaves to our work. So you need to learn to earn a living, and it's not so hard. If you sit and make up your mind, within a year you can learn how to get your income with less work. Okay, so become serious about that. That's very important for your health overall, so that you can have time, you can have disposable income to spend, and you can have time to relax. Don't take this just like people say hereditary disease. They've taken their financial condition also as written on their forehead, like it's written by fate. Not at all. You can learn new things. All right, so if you're interested to learn new things, then please send me a message. Some of my students are offering excellent programs for you to learn how to earn a living, because this is a problem that many human beings have got together and solved already. By using modern internet tools, you can always earn a alternative way to going to the office and slaving. Please don't do that. It's really bad for your health. It's just a mental block. It's just a mental block. Once you remove the mental block, within a year you can get rid of this whole situation.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Is consuming more coffee and tea bad for heart health? Yes, of course, it is very bad, because it leads to secretion of adrenaline in the body.
As soon as you drink coffee, don't you feel more energy?
Yes.
What do you think is happening?
Yeah.
It's adrenaline being released.
Yeah, that's adrenaline. And adrenaline is a very corrosive hormone. Okay, what it does is that it almost pickles our organs like liver and pancreas. It almost pickles them because it's highly corrosive. And if the functioning of your liver and pancreas is affected, it's going to affect your heart health.
Also, it makes the blood acidic, so
Yeah.
that can cause inflammation in the arteries as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So every day, some people have 6 cups of coffee or tea in a day.
Yeah.
So they are definitely going towards a bad heart health.
Okay. Next question is there a relationship between heart problems and diabetes or blood sugar? Yes, there is. So, what exactly is happening when you have diabetes or high blood sugar is that whatever you are eating and your food is making glucose for you, right? It's needed for energy. And since you're having high fat food very high in fat, all this fat is going and sitting on your muscle cells. Now it includes even muscles of heart. Okay, so this fat is sitting on that, and it is stopping the glucose from getting absorbed in your muscle cells. Now all this glucose, that's why is floating in your blood, and that's why your sugar is high. Now one more thing that happens is that since your our heart and brain, they feed on glucose. Okay, glucose is their food. So since this glucose cannot get into the muscle cells of heart, it starts to atrophy. Yeah, because it's
not
obvious,
getting
right?
energy.
It's obvious. It's not getting, the heart is not getting its food, so it starts to atrophy, and that's how you can develop heart related diseases when your blood sugar goes high.
So most likely that if you have diabetes, your heart is getting weaker and weaker by the day.
Yes.
Even though you don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, even in our practice, we have seen, right? People with heart problems have
High sugars.
High sugars,
Always,
yeah, or at least beginning stages of diabetes. So
there's a very strong link between these two.
Yeah. Okay. What's the link between smoking and heart disease?
Smoking.
Yeah.
Smoking, first of all, raises your adrenaline, just like coffee or tea. That's why suddenly after smoking, your brain is clear and you can think clearly and whatever. And secondly, it forms a big layer on the lungs, reducing the amount of oxygen that is going to your body, therefore reducing the amount of energy available to the heart. So it's definitely going to affect your heart directly, direct link. The more you smoke, the worse your risk for heart attack.
And also the heavy metals, right, from smoking. So they cadmium,
lead.
They
So many things.
they can damage the arteries, right?
Of course, heavy metals are also quite corrosive, and they start reacting with your arterial walls as well,
Yeah.
and they cause inflammation.
Next question is, what are the risk factors for heart disease? So, if you ask this question, you will get answers like being a male and, being a menopausal women and things like that. So, no, the risk factors for heart disease are bad diet, stress, sedentary lifestyle where you don't get any exercise.
Stimulants and alcohol and smoking.
Yeah. So these are the risk factors.
Yeah.
These are the true risk
The
factors.
true risk factors. It's not being male that's a risk factor.
Yeah. Or being older. Or
High sugar also, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Diabetes.
So that's bad diet.
Yeah. Yeah, bad diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Is heart disease reversible? Yes, of course. We have seen it reversing completely in so many of our patients.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's reversible.
Yes.
But don't come to us like really late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to us now.
Exactly.
And it's also preventable. So come to us now and learn how to eat properly, and then you won't have a heart problem for the rest of your life. Even that's worth investing your time learning in. So please do that.
Heart disease is one of the most expensive
Very
to
expensive.
manage.
My God.
Any person with any kind of heart related disease spends around 2 lakhs per year, 2 to 3 lakhs.
2 lakhs per year? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened. My father-in-law had a heart attack in Las Vegas, and the ambulance came and took him 500 meters. And they gave us a bill of 2 lakhs to take him from there to there. And a bill of 1 crore for an angioplasty. But that's in America. But in India, I don't know. It must be expensive here too.
Yeah. Just to manage it, with all kinds of medicines, because it's never one medicine, right? You need multiple medicines. So those medicines cost something around 2 to 3 lakhs per year.
Per year, just the medicines.
Every year.
Oh my God.
So I think healthier diet is much cheaper, right?
I think our program is much cheaper.
Much
Just
cheaper.
do it.
Yeah, it's just like fraction of price.
Okay.
Next question is, what are the warning signs of a heart disease?
Fatigue, constant fatigue, and loss of drive, feeling very tired, not able to get up, and secondly, pains. If you're getting long pains, which go down your arm, go down your leg, where the arteries have started to get inflamed, that's another warning sign. Sometimes you can also get head spins.
Yeah.
What else?
High blood sugar.
High blood sugar.
Yeah.
High blood pressure.
Energy crashes, right?
Energy crashes suddenly in the middle of the day. If you have any of these, then start taking it seriously, because this could be a heart problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Next is, does being overweight increase the risk of heart disease? Yes. Because the causes for being overweight and having heart disease are very similar, right?
Similar to the ones that cause the heart problem.
Yeah.
So they're quite related.
Yes.
Yeah.
After all, it's bad diet, it's stress, it's not getting any
most
exercise.
sumo wrestlers die of a heart attack, and they die by the age of 40, 45.
Oh.
Yeah, because of their excess weight.
Oh.
So yeah, it's quite related.
Okay. Next question is salt bad for your heart? Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, so heart gets stressed because we don't need so much of salt
Sodium.
in the body, and it's heart's job to help remove this.
I'll tell you what, even if you stop salt entirely, you're going to get your sodium from your fresh fruits and vegetables. You don't really need to add salt. But maybe if you sweat a lot, then you need to add a little salt. Okay, but the kind of salt that we add nowadays, the stuff that we're doing it just for the tongue, which is just too much. All right, it's going to make you sick eventually.
Also, the thing is that many people just continue with bad diet and just remove the salt from their diet. even that's not very helpful, right?
No,
Yeah.
continuing to eat oil, but then eating it without salt is not going to help you, right?
Yes.
So there are a lot of things that you need to keep in mind. And you know what? Actually, a normal blood pressure is 100 by 60, but now 120 by 80 has become normal. And if you have 100 by 60, they say it's low, but it's not that way. It's actually everybody is developing high blood pressure as they go older because the effect of salt is accumulating in their body. So stop feeding salt and stop giving your kids those salted chips and things like that. It's too much sodium for them. They're going to become heart patients by the time they reach 30 years old.
Yeah. And I mean, that's happening, right? That's already
Yeah, it's
happening.
happening. I have young kids like 27, 28 who have heart problems
Yeah.
coming to me.
Yeah.
And then when we do their tests, we know.
Yeah. So, okay, next question is, will taking an aspirin a day reduce the risk of heart disease? No, eating a better diet will reduce the risk of heart disease. See, understand one thing, that you are not getting a heart disease because there is deficiency of aspirin in the body. Okay, so no, it's just like any other drug.
It thins your blood, no?
It thins the blood. It doesn't remove the root cause. It only suppresses the symptom. And after all, it's a chemical, right? So your liver has to again toil so hard to detoxify your body from this chemical. So it's a bad idea.
It's never going to solve the problem.
Yeah.
So don't do all that.
Yeah.
Just learn how to eat properly.
Yeah. Okay, last question, which is very interesting. Is it true that a glass of red wine is good for your heart?
Okay, so where this myth comes from is from a study which turned out a J curve, which means those who are not having any alcohol, those who are abstaining from alcohol, had a higher risk of heart disease than those who had one drink a day. And then there are those who had a lot of drinks a day and their thing was high. So when it was investigated further properly, they found that the patients who are abstaining from alcohol are the ones who just stopped last week or had just stopped last month.
Because of being very sick,
Because of
right?
being sick, yeah. So they naturally came out as more sick. So now after the proper studies have been done with people who have abstained from alcohol forever from the beginning, when they started checking, they said, yeah, the risk comes to zero not zero if they eat oil and stuff, but the risk reduces dramatically when you stop alcohol. So a lot of people think they've read all this stuff, no, red wine is good for you. So I know a lot of people who have a glass of red wine every day and they are doing nothing but spoiling their heart.
Yeah.
Please be clear about this. Alcohol in any quantity is not good for you.
Yeah. So that's it for today. And next, you will get to watch the interview.
Yeah, now we'll talk to Rajesh.
Yes. What were the symptoms you were experiencing when you decided to join the program?
Quite a lot, actually. I mean, I would say I had issues being overweight. I was easily about 25 kgs or more overweight. That's how I was. Apart from it, I had two, three problems which I didn't know were all related to one another. One, I think, was on digestion itself. So I had a pretty bad digestion, I would say, which is something I didn't know that what was the reason for. I mean, I just had it and I continued with it. Related to it, I think, was also the fact that sleep pattern, I think the depth of deep sleep that I used to have was limited.
Did you like really believe that it was possible to recover from these symptoms with the help of diet? Did you believe it was possible at all?
Yes, I mean, I think my wife and I had seen Pramod 6 or 7 months before December, and incidentally, he happened to visit my wife's college for a seminar or a coaching kind of a thing. It was my wife actually who saw a rapid change in what Pramod was from what we had seen him in April. So that was what it was. I mean, we had seen the change. My wife had seen the change, and once she has seen it, I have to make some change, right? I mean, I didn't have a choice really. But I think we had seen that change, and I was very positive that from a weight perspective, for sure, I would definitely come down. I mean, that definite plus point is always there. What I didn't know were things that came up after some of the tests from suggested by you both, and then the analysis that both of you gave in terms of what is the real problem, what is the root cause of the problem, and how can we fix it. I think that I never knew that some of these other symptoms that I had, be it in terms of digestion, be it in terms of sleep patterns, be it other things that I had in terms of sleeplessness, I would say, etc., were all related. So that's something that I definitely felt I should really do better. And those were things I didn't know, I didn't plan, but weight I would definitely was clear that it would definitely come down if I followed the regiment. I mean,
Right. One of the things which we noticed, that you were on statins, and I mean, since we both have been studying for so long about allopathic medicines, also, I was actually I was horrified when I came to know that you were on statins, because they really have a lot of side effects. So, can you tell us for how long were you on statins?
it's quite. It has been quite long, actually. I mean, so it was somewhere in 2008, about 10 years, I would say, was what I was on statins. So right from 2008, I was on statins till December 2019, I would say.
Right. And were you informed about the side effects, or did you ever do some research yourself about statins?
Not really. I mean, one, I probably didn't pay too much attention to it, I would say. I knew that there was a problem, which was my triglycerides was pretty high at some point in 2008. Doctor told me, come on, start doing some exercises or a walk, which I refused, knowing my own state of mind or the way I work at that point in time. So I knew that we had to start off on it, and he clearly told me that this will be lifelong. That was a clear message from him. But what I didn't know was that it has implications on other problems that I might face. I didn't know that actually. All I knew was, yes, I need to take it long, and I continued. There was no change to it at all.
Okay.
Okay. So, in what way has your health improved, and how has this affected your work? Can you please tell us about that?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. If I really look at how people look at me today, I think it's slightly different. Of course, in our industry, there are both sides of the spectrum that you will see. One who are really health conscious. That has been the trend. There are also some like me or slightly beyond me as well, who are much more on the other side of the spectrum. But for me personally, I think it has helped a lot. Past 6-7 months that I have been going through this regime, I would say, has helped come down quite a lot on my weight. I think I've reduced about 12 to 14 kg, 14 kgs, I think, in the past 7 months, which has been pretty good actually from a lot of parameters that I personally am doing. Second, the way people look at me today is very different. So that helps build my own confidence in my conversations with professionally. Third, I think I'm a lot more agile, I would say, a lot more relaxed, a lot more agile, because that automatically brings in the fact that I'm able to move fast be able to catch conversations faster because of my mental agility as well.
Hmm.
So from a work perspective, yes, it has definitely helped, surely. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, this lifestyle change is huge. It's big, and do you think that this is sustainable for long term, or it's not doable for long term? What do you think?
If you had asked me 2 days into the training, I would have said, "Oh, I can't do it, types." Uh, I mean, I I almost told Ashwin, I think that boss, this is not going to work for me. So, I mean, there were all those withdrawal symptoms, as Ashwin mentioned,
Yeah.
were all there, definitely. But a month down the line itself, I think sort of it had formed a cycle in which I had to follow. I started doing that. I started to see immediate results, which meant I was a bit more regular in what I take, a bit more conscious in what I eat, and how I follow those specific timings that both of you had mentioned as part of the diet plan.
Hmm.
So, and what I eat in those timings, that was important. So I started doing that, and there's been now 7 months. In third or fourth month, I would say, seeing the results of my whatever results I could gain. My daughter was impressed. She said, I will also start going through the same thing, that plan. So
Okay.
virtually now it is easy to follow. I don't think there's anything new or different. It's all
Mm.
about how well you can control what you eat and what you eat. Those are the two things that I learned from this diet plan, and it's sustainable. I don't think I've not sacrificed anything so far. I
Hmm.
could say, just for this. It's if it is helping me in my health and my way of outlook, why not? I mean, it's worth it actually.
Hmm.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Is this pocket friendly also? This diet? Is it or
I think it is pocket friendly in a lot of aspects, I would say. In terms of fact that, yes, intake is all very much natural. It's either fruits or any of the diets that is being suggested. So that way it is pretty good. I don't see that as a problem at all. It has also helped, for example, take away the amount of expenditure that you used to have on medicines. So I'm
Hmm.
completely out of statins and whatever else I used to take for acidity. I used to take quite a bit. That is also gone. So I just do. I'm not on any medication at all from the past 7 to 8
Wow, that's
months.
great.
So that way it has helped me completely. I mean, so at best I have taken probably for a fever or something, but that's about it, nothing more. And even in that, I think sometimes you both suggest what is a better alternative medicine that you can take, and I have tried doing that as well. So pocket friendly, yes, absolutely agree. Of course, you can't compare what you spend on one item to another, but in the end of the day, I think it also is a relation of because of this have I improved myself. My health has
Hmm.
improved, my sleep has improved, my digestion has improved. So what else should I ask for? And of course, my weight has been coming down.
yeah. Okay, that's nice. Okay, this is last question. What was your motivation to join the program?
Like I mentioned, I think it was all from more joining this and then sort of showcasing to my wife that this is possible. Then I didn't have a choice really. But of course, prior to that, I had tried some kind of a diet plan and things like that, but it was all more my own stuff or something that I had done way back in 2000, 2001. Those did not work actually, though my wife and I tried doing it, it didn't work. But uh, definitely the motivation was reduce the weight. That was definitely the motivation. But the positives I would say is apart from weight reduction, now I actually get deep sleep of anywhere between 1 hour 40 minutes to almost 2 hours on an average. So roughly about 70 to 80% increase in my deep sleep itself, which is extremely good. I think the second advantage that I see is I go for motion every day, which was not always the case prior to this. So, which is a good trend for me. So that is the second part. The flatulence was definitely there, which is now going away. I don't see signs of acidity at all. So that way, those were definitely key positives and additional advantages, like you say, the icing on the cake, right? I mean, I never came for some of these additional benefits to be available. I thought only it's a weight reduction, let me go reduce my weight to some respectable number and come back. But this has been much, much, much beyond actually. So thank you.
Mm.
All right.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Rajesh.
That
Thank you
was
so much.
great. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. No problem. Thanks a lot then. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, and we'll see you again next week with another episode. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to our page.
And if you find this information useful, just share this FP episodes
You know
with.
what? Even if you don't find it useful, share, because there are a lot of people who need this information.
Yes.
Please hit the share button now and share this episode so that people can prevent themselves from dying. Heart disease is the #1 killer. By sharing this episode, you're helping a lot of people not to die. So please share this episode. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for watching.